Before we start, just a quick note for those of you who have upgraded to Screenflow 7. This was not a major update. Apart from a new dark user interface, a couple of performance enhancements, and a couple of new features like a new global library and some new options for adjusting your kerning and animating your text, everything works the same as it did in Screenflow 6. Also, the dark user interface is not as clear for demonstrating as the icons in the properties sidebar don't show up as well, so I'll stick to the original light interface used in Screenflow 6 and show you added Screenflow 7 features as they become relevant. If you want your interface to be similar to mine, you can go to Screenflow, Preferences, open the General tab, and choose Light Interface. As you can see, the icons show up a little more clearly. Whatever interface you choose, let's launch Screenflow and see what you can do with it. I always launch Screenflow from the dock. The new Screenflow 7 icon looks like this. If you don't have the Screenflow icon in your dock, just select the spotlight icon in the top right-hand corner of your screen and search for Screenflow. Hit Enter and Screenflow will launch. Straight away you get the Settings dialog box as well as a new video icon in your menu at the top here, which is a quick access menu. Mine has a dot in it to show that I'm recording. If you have icons on your desktop that you don't want to show in your screencast, you can choose Hide Desktop Icons from the drop-down menu. By the way, don't forget to close any apps like Facebook that may spoil your screencast by interrupting with a notification. From the dialog box, you can either configure the settings for a new recording and then hit Record, open a new document, or navigate to a recent document. If you want to record your desktop, place a check here. And if you have more than one monitor connected, they will show up in this drop-down menu where you'll be able to select which one you want to record. I only have the one connected. I know people who have huge monitors for gaming, and if that's you, I don't advise recording from a monitor that's bigger than 1920 by 1080 because your recording might look a little distorted or stretched. Then you can record your screen from another device like an iPhone or an iPad if you have one connected. To do this, your Mac operating system must be OS X Yosemite version 10.10 or later, and you need iOS 8 or later installed on your device. Older versions with the 30-pin connector port will not be supported. Connect your iOS device to your computer using the Lightning to USB charging cable that came with it. Then you should be able to see your device as an option in the Record Screen From box. If you don't see it, make sure you have enabled your device to trust your computer, and you may have to adjust some settings on your phone or iPad to do this. If you have Screenflow 6 or 7, this will record the sound from your device as well. In the Quick Access menu, choose Show Recording Monitor. Place something on your device that includes sound, and you'll be able to hear it on your computer as well as adjust the volume in the recording monitor box. Some of you might also have your device set to launch photos every time it connects to your computer, which can be very annoying. To disable it, open Photos on your computer. At the top, select the Import tab. Next to the name of your device in the top left-hand corner, you'll see Open Photos for this device. Uncheck that box. But now you're going to have to open the Photos app manually every time you want to manage your pictures on your phone or iPad. Back in the new Recording tab, hit Record. You won't see the screen of your mobile device while it records, so just focus on what you're doing on the device. When you're done, stop record and choose where you want your new recording to go. I'm going to show you how to make it look nice and add visual indicators to show what finger movements you used in a later video on using the Video Motions tab. Here, you can choose to take a simultaneous screen recording of your face from your built-in webcam, or you can record video from a connected camera or webcam. Although some Talking Heads video is recommended by Udemy, they don't insist upon it. But please don't be put off doing it because you don't like the way you look. If you have the perfect solution to your student's problem, they don't care what you look like as long as you aren't sloppy. I'll cover lighting and how to insert a different background or make your background transparent using chroma key in a later video about Talking Heads videos. You can change the format here if you need to. I'll leave mine at the highest resolution Screenflow offers for this so that I can get the best quality possible when played back on a high resolution device. Here in the Record Audio From field, if you don't have an external microphone, you can record from the built-in microphone on your Mac. This is okay for a fun YouTube video, but if you're going to invest any money at all on making your courses, I highly recommend starting with a decent microphone for video tutorials. More about that later in a video about audio tips. I have a nice USB microphone, so I would choose that. If you want to record whatever sound is coming from your computer at the same time, place a check inside this box. If you've upgraded to Screenflow 6 or 7, you can do a partial screen capture. Click on this region selection icon to get a transparent section of your screen with a marquee around it that marks the area of your screen that you're going to record. You can relocate this region by holding it in the center and moving it to where you want it. You can resize it by dragging any of the corners. I'm afraid you can't lock the aspect ratio even if you hold down Shift. Notice that you get a small box showing your pixel size as you resize. You can also drag any of the edges in and out. If you have a specific item or tab on your screen that you want to capture, grab your region marker in the middle and hold down your spacebar. When you let go, the marker will snap to your item. You can choose a preset size to record or enter your preferences for a specific size. This is handy for those of you who are filming on a laptop that has screen dimensions set at a ratio of 16:10. HD video needs to be captured at a ratio of 16:9. So, to make my 16:10 ratio screen here fit into the 16:9 format, I would have to let it fit horizontally and chop off some of the top or the bottom, or let it fit vertically and have black spaces on either side. Now you can take the guesswork out of how much you need to chop off by choosing a 16:9 ratio that suits you. In this case, I'll fit to the horizontal dimension of 1920, which goes with 1080 to make up an aspect ratio of 16:9. Now I can place my region box exactly where I want it. There is an advanced setting tab where you can set your frame rate. For a normal screencast, leave this at automatic, or you could set it to 30 frames per second for a nice fluid motion. If you have only slides which change every couple of seconds, you can set this lower. If you've upgraded to Screenflow 7, you can now set to record the desktop at the highest possible frame rate and set the timeline frame rate to 60 frames per second. I'm sure some of you might find this useful, but I prefer to set video tutorials to 30 and 30. These settings are for setting a timer and are self-explanatory. Once that's all set up, you hit record. Record what you want, and as soon as you hit stop, your project will open up on your desktop with your recording inside ready to edit. Open a new document creates a blank template for you to start from without recording your screen. You can choose a preset size here or enter your preferences below. The default format preset for a computer screen is 720p high definition at a width of 1280 and a height of 720 pixels, which is very manageable to work with and perfect for Udemy. Then you have some other presets to choose from if you're screencasting from a different device. But I actually prefer to work in this 1080p high definition for video tutorials, even though it might slow down my work process because of the file sizes. The reason for this is, firstly, I jump in and out of screencasting a lot, and I will show you how this affects you when we get inside. Then, I screencast a lot of technical stuff that needs to be in high definition and preferably 1080p to be followed properly. I also have a large computer with loads of processing power. Your setup may be different and you will have to adjust your working methods accordingly. For instance, if you're screencasting simple slides on a 15-inch laptop, 720p high definition is just fine. In the next video, we're going to screencast a new clip from within our open project, learn the hotkeys for start and stop record, and set one up for pause, and then we're going to look at why I like to screencast at a higher resolution.